front-end development versus back-end development. What is what and which one should you pick to begin with? Well, that depends on your personality. That's where knowing yourself comes into play. For example, front-end is easier since you can see immediate feedback. Front-end is basically everything you see when you load a website, the color of the website, the buttons, when you click the like button, what happens. The back-end is pretty much everything that happens after. If you upload a picture, that picture needs to be stored somewhere so that when the next person logs into your website, into your page, they can see those pictures. When there are processes that need to be done and need to be, your data that you input has to go through some process, then that will be through the back end. So the front end is basically the presentation and what happens visually. The back end is where the data gets processed and stored. So since the front end is visible, then you get immediate feedback on your work. If you're trying to make a button bigger or have a functionality that when you click it does something, then you get that feedback right away so you can debug and you can learn faster. In the back end, you don't get that as readily available. So that makes it harder and you may get discouraged. So if you're a person that may get discouraged and may quit, then backend may not be your first choice to begin. Even though backend, since it is harder, less people do it. So that means there will be less competition for you. So even though it may take you longer to see it through, once you don't do it, the guarantee of a job is higher. The front end is easier. So you might get it done faster and get a job faster, but there's a lot more competition since it is easier. So you have to balance those two. If you think you're the type of person that can see it through no matter how hard it is, and you're dedicated, you're gonna learn back end, then back end might be your choice because you have that guarantee of the job, higher guarantee of a job at the end. If you're worried that you're not sure, you wanna be able to at least have something done quick and trying to get a job, then try front end, because once you get front end, you can start doing back end as you're looking for jobs. So that's another strategy right there. So it will depend on your personality. So I will say do front end even though the competition is gonna be there, because you at least are gonna learn faster, it's easier, and at the end of the day, it's seeing it through. There's no point in starting back end if you're gonna quit. And that's my opinion as a beginner. I'm starting with front end myself, but anyone that starts with back end, let me know your experience.